Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Mauricio back over here with another video. Check this out. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my Bitcoin trade that I just took this past week and the past couple of weeks on how I've actually been trading Bitcoin. So if you guys see this nice big move here, I'm going to break it down for you guys and show you exactly what I was looking for and exactly how I was able to take the trade and the profits, of course, always. That's the number one thing. So check this out. Overall, if you guys have known for the past, pretty much the past year, what we got going on since July was the last time that Bitcoin was at this all-time low, which was about 30 grand. It's been bullish since July. So if you see here, you have a push, you have a pullback, you have a push. And see, after this major push that happened when it topped out right at $69,000, you know you have to have a big pullback in order for it to gain momentum. Because to me, I believe our next all-time high is going to be within the next coming months is going to be about 80 grand. After about 80, we're going to go see it hit 100. So that's within months to come. But obviously, we need a lot of momentum to get up there. So right now, what we do need is a good pullback to happen. So obviously, I was on the daily right here. And on this daily chart, I had a Fibonacci pulled out from here to here. And as you guys can see, I was basically anticipating it to come down. I just didn't know what level for sure. If you see my yellow box with this red line, it lines up perfectly with my 61.8 area. That's where I was anticipating for it to hit overall. And so that's exactly, as you guys can see, what it did. Right now, basically, what we're going to be waiting for is for it to finish making its course down and going back up before anything, because if we overall look on our weekly time frame here, it's still bullish. No break of structure has happened here at all whatsoever. So we just see all this nice momentum that's happening here. So we'll just have to wait and see what the next few weeks have in store for us. So obviously what I was looking for right here on when I broke down these charts is exactly this. As you see here, what happened on the daily, we had, I guess you can say it's a break of support right here, because it really wasn't a break of structure, because this wasn't a far enough pullback to call that a structure piece. So a break of support happened right there, which is on my red daily support line, and it was also at a weekly support and resistance line too. And as you see, my black lines are my weekly ones. Basically what I was looking for, I did the overall, after I did that, I deleted the Fibonacci, that daily one I just drew out, break it down to the 4-hour, and actually right here what we can say is I did see a break of structure happen on the 4-hour chart back here, probably just back now on November 21st, as you guys can see, or actually at the beginning of November 6th is when this structure broke right here. November 16th it broke, but it made the structure then, and then it had our all-time high. As you see there, it broke our structure, so made a lower high here. When it broke our structure, basically what I was waiting for, I pulled out a Fibonacci on the 4-hour now. From there to there, as you guys can see, it pulled right back to this purple zone, which is right at 38.2, and it pretty much finished off, and it went to 0%. And then when it went to 0, I had this Fibonacci pulled off here. And so 2 weeks ago, when I saw it actually start to pull back again, I drew this purple box right here at the 38.2, and then with it being at the 38.2, I was knowing that, hey, it's not breaking this level yet, so if it doesn't break this level, I can see it shoot down and finish hitting take profit number 2, which is negative 27. Obviously, if you can see what happened is it had that lot of momentum. So I was actually able to catch that move right there just by knowing that, hey, it's still maintaining my 4-hour time frame structure. It didn't break the resistance level at 38.2. Caught that, perfect. And then after that, I was maintaining it from here. I was able to pull out my new Fibonacci, as you guys can see here. Let me delete this box here. As you can see here, my new Fibonacci that I did pull out was point A to point B right there, as well as I pulled out a nice trend line right there. As you guys can see, it pulled back perfectly right to 88%. And so I'm going to walk you through what I was thinking when it happened. This is right around here is where I entered the trade. So this is how it was looking. I thought it was going to start, when it started pulling down here again, I thought it was going to continue finishing. And then when this candle right here closed like this, I flipped down into the 1-hour time frame. and I saw that, hey, it was going to pull back. And when it started pulling back, I had saw a right shoulder here being made and a head. So then I typically saw this one. I was like, oh, hey, if a shoulder happens to form here, that's going to be a good possible entry, and we'll go off of the 88.6%. And to me, what I've learned over the past few years is anything above 61%, 78, or 88, when it retraces to those levels, it tends to be called what's called a trend within a trend. So obviously we know the overall trend is downtrending, but you'll see it like go up a little bit, come down, go up, go down, and then make its way before it actually hits there. It doesn't always just spike down, especially when it's on these higher PRZ levels, again, like 61, 78, and 88, even 100. So as you see there, when I saw that, I saw it happening, so I'm going to press play, and exactly what happened there, I entered off of this candle right here, if you guys can see that wick, and automatically, as you guys can see, what happened was I went in to draw down, and then I actually, when I opened my trade, I had opened it and I put my stop loss like right above, right here, right above this high point. And the reason for that was because I wanted it to play out as a head and shoulders. But during the trade, as I was entering it and I was really analyzing, I was looking at it, I don't know what I had did, but I went like this with my mouse and I had saw that. And I was like, okay, that's actually my 100%. So I know with me knowing that my 100%, so I actually moved my stop loss, which originally when I first posted the trade, it was supposed to be a 1-to-6 risk to reward ratio, meaning the 6 is just my first take profit, which is at 0%. So what I actually did, I ended up moving my stop loss to 110% right up here, because for one, it told me, hey, that's actually that box that we had first went over, which is the 38.2 box. I said, hey, if it breaks that level, then obviously we're going to continue in our bullish pattern, which is our overall structure based off of the daily and the weekly. As you guys can see, that didn't happen. So when I moved my stop loss up there, exactly, literally what happened was that happened. Boom, that wick. And if I would have kept my stop loss right there, it would have literally took me out of that stop loss, and I would have been out of the trade. I would have lost the trade, and it would have just been whatever, you know. I probably wouldn't have ended up catching that move. So it was a good thing that I was actively analyzing that and adapting to the market as it was moving. So that's how I was able to adapt to it, is basically I just moved my stop loss up, kept my take profits the same. As you guys can see, what happened here was the market came and then it found a level of support. When it found this level of support, I drew this right there, that blue line. That's when I drew that. And I was like, okay, well, if it breaks the blue line, I was telling myself, if it breaks the blue line all the way through, then I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. I won't risk anything more. But as you guys can see, as I was maintaining the trade, it was never breaking that blue line. So at this point too, I was also actually considering on getting out of the trade already. And all of a sudden, the trade actually takes me back into drawdown a little bit. But once it got me up into here and I was back in drawdown, I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna kind of leave it there. If it breaks my stop loss way up here, my stop loss is still the same. If it kind of gets to that level, breaks the stop loss, then cool, I'll just cut my losses. That's where it'll be. That's where I anticipated it to be anyway. So as soon as that happened, I was fine with it. But I was actually trading it on the 30-minute, and then when I saw this, when I switched to the 30-minute, and saw this was a nice head and shoulders pattern that formed. Shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 on the 30-minute. It formed perfect, and then also that blue line was actually my support level. So at that support level, I was like, okay, cool, that's going to be my neckline. So also if that breaks that support level, for one, it's going to actually be breaking that 50% area on this fib. So that'll be another confirmation for me to continue to stay in the trade, as well as it'll be breaking the neckline. So typically what I did is I went in here and I got to my neckline. I measured how high it was to my highest point. As soon as I measured that, I was like, okay, once it breaks my neckline, that's literally how far we can see it go down. I was actually on a webinar with one of my buddies, and I was explaining that to him. I was like, hey, if it breaks this support right here, that's where we can see it going, which if it breaks it here and it goes all the way here, 9 times out of 10, it's going to finish the course from here to here to get to the 0%, which is my first take profit. So actually what ended up happening, as you guys can see, nice head and shoulders formed, and then it started breaking structure. Cool. It broke my neckline, it broke my support. That's exactly what I wanted. And then it just kept on going. It went back up, It went back up into this level. So I still, at this point, I still did not move my stop loss. And then when this happened, that nice momentum candle right there happened. And I was like, okay, cool. Came back, gave me the retest to this line. And then it kind of went back up. But I was also flipping in and out of the charts as well too, these time frames. So I saw on the 4-hour time frame, this one closed with a lot of good momentum here. Closed bullish. There's still too much bearish momentum, so I was like, okay, cool. My trade is still worth it, as well as if you see this wick right here, all of this wick area. Check this out. All that wick. Actually, I'll need to rewind it out because so what I was noticing on the 4-hour is it started giving me a lot of wick area up here. So it's showing me that there's a lot of exhaustion up in there, as well as there's a lot of exhaustion up in this yellow box as well too. That's why that yellow box is there, because I marked off that exhaustion, as well as the daily. When this daily candle right here closed, I saw 1, 2, 3 days of candles. And keep in mind, I'm already in the trade for 2 days. This was the first day I entered. I probably entered about midday, so I was only in the trade on this day for maybe about 6 to 12 hours before that. It's about 6 hours actually before that candle closed. Closed with a lot of exhaustion. Cool. I closed in profit on my first day. So I was just going off of those two. The next day I was in the trade. It went all the way up in here and it closed with a nice exhaustion, as well as I saw a nice wick fill right here. So I was like, okay, cool, the market could be going there. And then, as well as, I was back on the 4-hour. And what we were noticing is it was just still good to play out. It was nice, good. I remember I drew another support line right in here. It was at the bottom of that box too, because I kind of figured that box was going to be a range and it was going to range for a while. So what I told myself was, hey, if it breaks past the box up here, the resistance, then I'm going to get out of the trade. I'm going to manually close it. If it breaks below it, then cool. Move the stop losses down and let it ride down. But I never moved my stop losses from where they were. I just was overall maintaining the trade, maintaining it throughout the day, just watching it. The stop losses had really nothing for me to do since I was here actively watching it. And then I did post a video, I believe, on Friday, and we were like right in here in this area. So let me see, we were like right in this area right here. So yeah, this had just happened on Friday when I had posted a video on my Snapchat that cool, it broke the box, it broke the support, and it closed good bearish. So I was saying like, hey, hopefully we can go ahead and see it hit our take profits, and actually Friday was yesterday, so I was like, we can actually see it hitting our take profits. I had my take profits set there, which I should have moved them down, but I didn't. So ultimately I was literally just on the couch, we were watching a movie, and boom, that's exactly what happened. The trade went down and it actually ended up smacking all 3 take profits, guys. It was a nice trade that was well played out. Hit take profit 1, 0%, take profit 2, -27, and take profit 3 at -61. Really good trade overall, really good turnout. Other than that, I see it right now. I'm basically just going to be waiting for the next couple of days, probably a week. I'm probably not going to see that much action on this pair for about a week. I've been actively trading this pair for about 2 years now. So that's usually how it'll move. You will have a good move like that, and then it'll pretty much get into this range right here, which basically I need another range so it could print me out a structure pattern to see where we're headed, to see if we're going to keep on going bearish, which if we do keep on going bearish and it breaks this purple box, obviously it'll be that purple box, remember, is my daily structure. So if it breaks that purple box, it's also a daily support and resistance level and a weekly. If it breaks all the way down there, which it would need a lot of momentum to do, then we're going to obviously see a big crash from Bitcoin, and I see it maybe hitting under 30 for sure, maybe back in the 25 range, but I don't see that happening personally. Right now I basically see it giving me a nice pullback again, giving me a nice comeback down and test this area again, and then printing me a structure out, and then we're actually going to end up fulfilling the daily structure here. So then we can actually see it go on up, because as you see, I see here it broke my big daily trend line that I have set. So that's something that I am aware of that it did break that, but nothing really too concerning for me at this moment in time. I just need to see how the next few days play out. But other than that, guys, it was a well trade that played out perfect. My overall risk on the trade was about $2,400. Total profit at the take profit one was about $12,400. I had 3 positions opened at a $1 volume on each one, so 3 lots total that I had open. If I would have left it to, let's say I moved my take profit here or here, that could have been an easily 25K, if not a little bit more. But I'm happy with what I got. I'm not, crazy. Am I beating myself up a little bit because maybe I can say, hey, I left a little bit of money on the table, but at the end of the day, all I'm proud about is, hey, I trusted my analysis, especially in this point right here is where it was at. Trusted my analysis. The trade played out perfectly, and we went from there. So it wasn't nothing too crazy. I'm glad my analysis played out right. I know there will be another opportunity out there to make more money, so I'm not like too crazy on that, which don't get me wrong, $12,000 is really good. So that's something that I was played out, and I'll show you guys when I entered the trade right there to the day it hit my stop loss. I mean my take profit, not my stop loss, which was right there. 3 days, 8 hours it took for this trade. So I held this trade for a little bit over 72 hours. About 80 hours I held this trade total. So 80 hours, call it 80-hour work week to make 12 grand. Not bad. Pretty much I'll probably be taking the next couple weeks off, as we're probably going to see it slow down now because we're getting closer to Christmas time. Christmas is literally about 2.5 weeks away. So as we get closer to there, I don't see another big move happening, possibly till the end of December, maybe December 20th, there will probably be another big move happening. So we just gotta wait and see. And then honestly, let's see if it hits an all-time low or if it breaks our all-time high, which I say it's gonna be in the next couple months. It's gonna be up here in the 80s. So be aware, be looking out for Bitcoin. I was telling people last year when it was at $7,000, don't sleep on Bitcoin, and I had projected it to hit 30. It hit 30 by August, and now, as you guys can see, we're obviously in the 40s now, 49, which is still pretty freaking crazy. So check it out. That's basically what I've been planning out, and that's how I took and managed my trade over the last few days, and those are the things I was looking for. I will be doing more videos. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, if there's anything I can help you out with, please let me know. Hit me up on my social media. My Instagram is mjc_65, as well as you can Facebook. Mauricio Castillo is my name, and mjc2013 is my username on Snapchat. As well too, if you guys want to learn how to trade my style and I break it down and literally show you guys how to implement everything and what I look for, and I do have my Learn at Your Own Pace classes, which is something where you can go on and watch the videos. I do have a 5-day course in person, and I do have my 5-day course online. I also do one-on-one trainings, which is basically, those are all consulting. So these are my classes that I do have available. Basically what you're going to be doing is going up here to my website, livingbullish.com, and boom, we'll go from there. And I hope to catch you guys on the next video, and yeah, peace out.